Welcome to Podcast with Cliff Network. The truth is that we have been cooking. We have been, working behind the scene, getting this particular platform set for everyone who stand to benefit and gain from the wealth of experience that this platform and the podcast particularly is coming with. Going to find out that what Cliff, stand for is simply, call it marriage or intercourse between law and creativity. So in that regards, you find out that once you are creative, you are expected to earn a living from your work of art. You are expected to, in fact, you are not expected to be poor once your brain is working for you and you're creating something meaningful and useful out of it. So that is where law now comes into play. So what law does for you now, which Cliff has brought to your doorstep right now, is to help you know those your rights which you do not know that you have as a creative. When we take you along this journey, you're going to discover that you have been losing a lot as a creative. I implore you to sit back, watch as we unfold what we have come with. Thank you very much. And my name remains Vitus Ifeanyichukwu Mba. I am a legal practitioner and also an intellectual property expert. Okay, I welcome you back on the podcast. Today on this episode, we have a very special guest for you. A guest who is going to thrill you with a lot of experiences he has gathered in the industry. He is a known musician. He does original music, So we are going to have him talk to you, interact with you, expose a lot of things you do not know about what we talk about your rights. So through him, we are going to discover a lot and see the reason to start taking your rights seriously and see reasons why Cliff is here to protect you and those your rights. On today's episode, we have no other person than Mr. C-Jay Ozugo, the king of Highlife himself. He is no longer a baby in this industry. So it's my honor and privilege to have him here.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Barrister VI. It's an honor to be on this platform today. So it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be here. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. So, sir, please, can you tell us about your journey so far and how you got into the industry?
But thank you for the question. This our journey started a very long time ago. Like I always tell people, tell anyone who asks or who cares to listen, that I've been singing for as long as I can remember.
Wow.
You get, so I wouldn't actually place one particular event to what actually triggered my singing journey or whatever. My name ago, when I took it seriously, made it kind of choose to make it a career or a profession, as the case may be.
Okay.
Was after higher institution. Even while we were in school, also general support.
Exactly.
But after school, I figured the society we are in, so I figured the society we are in, if you don't actually create your own employment as somebody who is not so privileged, if you don't create your own employment, so I had to like take it serious, like so I would say that was after school, and take it very, very serious. So no was even for the fun of it.
Exactly.
I am here with the purpose of not pay for the career for now.
Yeah.
So that is it. That was how I actually found myself in the music industry. So you know, from one hotel and one garden or the other to the other. Now Bombo. You get the point. Now I got event from event here and there, from place to place. And as God will have it, I waged competition, Highlife Artiste, and God's willing, after a 3-month period of competition and the rest of it, I emerged victorious as Highlife King. That was in the year 2019.
Wow.
Courtesy of Nigerian brewery. And the brand actually then was Life Level.
That's a huge one.
Yeah. That was in 2019. I succeeded a certain Anidon Chaka.
Oh, Anidon. The very popular Anidon.
Yeah, that's my predecessor.
Wow.
Yes.
So, sir, how has the journey been for you as a creative in the industry?
Like they say, nothing good actually comes easy. If I want to make the identity, I belong a journey of 2 days, you know, and it has its ups and downs. There are times you just feel like giving up and forgetting everything. You know that? Exactly. But at the end of the day, your motivation will be, if you can't give up now, what you want to begin to do. So definitely it hasn't been easy, but thank God, so far so good. Thank God we are where we are.
Wow, wow, nice one. Okay, so what would you say inspired your recent or most recent impactful project?
I have a more recent, my most recent song, I dropped a song about a week ago, so not been long ago.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You drop songs anyhow.
It's not about dropping songs. You know, music is about having a message, having a story. You don't just sing for singing's sake. You sing because you want to pass a message. So anytime anything can inspire me to sing. It might be trauma, it might be pain, it might be joy, it could be anything. You understand? But the most recent job came from a place of pain, from a place of hurt. You get?
Wow.
That's where my most recent song came from. At a moment, I was at a point of reflection and wondering what life is actually all about. Having lost 2 uncles in a space of 2 months.
Wow.
So
sorry about that.
Yeah. It was a kind of a moment of reflection. I was in a period of emotional roller coaster. You have to go, they're happy this minute, the next minute, they're happy. So it was a moment of reflection, and I wanted to find a way to pour out the pain I was feeling.
Wow.
So that was what inspired my writing of my most recent project. Prior to that, I had a project I feel was a bit more impactful.
Please,
And that's Iwu. It's a Highlife project called Iwu. I've come to experience something no wine on him. Or if I'm going to you get? People tend to misbehave when they are tipsy.
Yes.
You get? You know? Then you go there at your house. You begin to suffocate other people and they can declare. You get the point. Sometimes for maybe you can be at an event where you're performing. Somebody who cannot give a put an event you're supposed to cash out. But as a result of that violence or scatter the area,
and the origin
as a result of so things like that got me wondering. Just like a friend once said, when you get to a bar, you want to drink. Choose the most ugly girl. Odoga no nya boy catch the ugly by hit the shot. Then game of uncle. The moment Tonya the ugly budo mama game manana. Game one eligible time to go home and stop. So
very hilarious.
You get the point. So I don't know where someone would find himself in a place and he feel Odoga that you're okay.
Be controlled by what you're doing.
Instead of you now finding your way home, you start to constitute nuisance.
Oh, okay. So that's what Iwu is all about.
All about. Now the song says, "Iwu anye bu onye lijuo, nya na abia no ya bu Iwu anyị nwere ebe ọbụla na-eri oriri. Ọ bụrụ ilijuo na-akpọ.
As ilijuo can go.
You get the point. Ilijuo can go.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, that's what inspired that very project.
Wow.
And by God's grace, we are making way little by little.
Okay. So, sir, have you ever encountered challenges trying to turn your creative ideas into final product?
This is a question people get to ask us from time to time, you know, and my answer will always be the same because you don't forget the truth.
No, the truth sticks.
If something is true, you don't forget it. You only forget a lie you told.
Because you will need another to cover up.
You get the point. So my answer is always the same. The major challenge, being an independent artist who doesn't have any major financial support or backup, has always been finance. It's majorly finance because you have to pay for studio sessions, you have to record your song, you have to mix and master your song. You still have to register your song, you have to promote, you know. Things like that boils down to finance. And that's the major challenge as a creative we have from time to time. In as much as there are other minor issues that do come up, you know, but I believe that's the major thing. But by God's grace, so far, I wouldn't say that challenge has remained, but at the beginning of the journey, it was a very, very, very major challenge. Still a challenge today, but not massive, no more, you know. But still a challenge. Being an independent artist, I had a Nigerian famous artist saying that he put in 50 million into a song and said the song no blow. And you can imagine someone putting in 50 into a song million. And that song still no blow. Me now, where my net worth no reach the 15. I want to take it up. You can imagine.
But you know, grace differ from individuals to individuals. True. I believe some do little and have to more.
You're right. You're
right. Have to work their ass out.
You're right.
Before they can get there. So I think there is a place for grace.
True, there's a place for grace, but you know the challenge remains there. The challenge of finance remains there.
Anyway, the summary is that finance is always the challenge for everybody, irrespective of what you do.
Yeah.
So we keep working.
And keep pushing and keep believing God.
Keep praying. keep hoping on God.
That's it. That's it.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So, I would want you to lead us on this, or take us, into this discovery of your experience with, intellectual property. So when did you first become aware of intellectual property rights in this your industry?
I think that was in 2019 during our Highlife First competition.
The one what's it called? Organized by
Nigerian Brewery. Yeah. At the time there was audition. There were regional auditions. There was audition in Enugu, Anambra, Delta, and Abia. I qualified from Delta as the regional champion. So after the regional auditions, the eight contestants are qualified from each region because each region produced 2 contestants. Okay. So the 8 of us, with the previous Highlife Kings, that's Anidon and the person before himself, we were taking on a kind of mentorship to Lagos.
Okay.
So while we were in Lagos, during the mentorship period.
Yes.
So that was when one of the speakers they brought to the house to kind of speak to us and mentor us on a few things. One of the speakers that came was the person that was the first time I actually got the idea of what intellectual property is all about. Intellectual property right.
Right, exactly.
Is all about. So I think that was one of, apart from being Highlife King, that's another benefit I got from
that competition.
Shout out to Oracle Experience Agency that was the agency organizing in charge of the Highlife Fest at the time. They did a massive job.
Wow.
Yes.
How have you handled issues like copyright, trademarks, or contracts in your work?
This question it takes me back to sometime in was it 2018? I wish
before the
Highlife thing. I wish I knew more at the time.
Wow.
Yes, I wish I knew more at the time. That's regarding contract.
Yes.
Okay? Not copyright per se, because I don't think I've had a copyright issue before. I don't think I have.
Okay.
I don't think I have.
Probably, maybe when you have the opportunity of understanding the scope of your copyrights,
okay,
you might be able to say categorically that you have not, or you have. Okay. That is why Cliff is here.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, still on the contract, something I was talking to you about.
Yes, sir.
Sometime in 2018, a certain producer signed me on a management basis for 2 years.
So please, when you say management basis, what exactly do you mean?
It was a management contract. He signed me as his artist, an artist.
Is it a record label?
Sort of, as at the time, but not completely on the record label contracts kind of terms, you get. It was more of managing me and projecting a few of my live stage recordings, you get. It wasn't necessarily about getting me to do my own original song and promoting me as an artist. As at the time, it was more of a management contract. That's why I said I wish I knew more at the time, because if I had known more at the time, the terms of that contract would have been different.
Exactly.
Would have been different. That's why I say I wish I knew more. I signed that contract blindly. You know, being an artist, being an artist, a creative who is running around and working hard and trying to see ways to make ends meet. Everything that comes to you looks like opportunity.
Exactly.
Every offer you see just looks like opportunity, because you don't know much.
And you want to come out.
You're trying to do everything you can to to be heard.
To be heard, exactly.
Yeah. So I wish I knew more at the time, because if I had known more, I don't think, even if I would have signed the contract, maybe it would have been on a different
You would have
arrangement.
negotiated
a better contract. Maybe sought the idea of an entertainment legal practitioner or whatever it is. So that's the only time I think I've had such experience. Although nothing much happened.
Okay.
But being the kind of person the producer is, it made me not. There were songs I recorded under him, but since after our contract expired in 2020, because it was a 2-year contract, since after our contract expired, I hardly post those projects. I hardly make contents with those projects I recorded under him, because in terms of the contract,
it's not favorable.
It's not favorable. You get the point?
I understand you.
So me now pushing a project I did under him is more like giving him an avenue to come and start where I never met.
Exactly.
You get the point? So that's why I kind of, those projects I did under him, I just see them and say, something what I throw, we enter water. If any of them comes up tomorrow, we'll take it the way we see it. So there are certain terms on the contract I didn't find favorable, but that was afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, because at the time I signed the contract, I didn't know much, like I said
earlier.
Like
you said earlier, exactly.
Yeah, so
what?
There are certain times like that kind of prohibits me from a kind of performing my art.
Oh.
Even after the duration of our contract. Not that it actually prohibits me. He still has a kind of, even in performing my art, you're supposed to have a kind of, how do I put it? Royalty over my live performances, even if I'm to go for shows. Just take, for instance, that any of those songs I recorded under him blows up tomorrow, for instance, and now our contract is no longer valid. Every performance I go to as a result of that song bringing me out, he still has his own 70% cut on it.
In other words,
both royalty, digital platform, royalty, performance-wise, even after the duration of the contract.
So in other words, he has the intellectual property of your work.
Kind of.
You're only accessible to 30%, and he owns 70%.
70%.
And was he the person, the writer of the song?
No.
Was he the performer?
I wrote and I performed my song, but he produced.
He just did the production.
The production, yes.
Hi, this is crazy. This is crazy, but it's fine. This is why Cliff is here. This is why Cliff is here. And most of these things, we are going to look into them and put things in right perspective. It's very, very unfortunate.
That's where we find ourselves because of the industry we're in and the society we find ourselves.
So people take undue advantage of young talents. Later, you get the document across to Cliff, so that we will know whether there is a way we can go about it, because that thing it's actually theft. Okay, so Mr. C-Jay.
Yeah.
With this kind of picture you just painted about your experience with this so-called producer, obviously, he appears to be the owner of the intellectual property in that work, because he takes the lion's share. So now, what were his contributions towards making you a better artist in that contract that you signed with him? Was he, did he give you any monetary compensation? Did he provide, did he treat you as you were under a record label, or if you just signed contract of a producer and an artist?
To answer your question, there was not any monetary exchange per se that you're signing an artist into a record label. You get? It was just a kind of it's just the written paper, signing behind dotted lines, or rather beneath dotted lines, as the case may be. That's just what happened. And there were a few times, I think that was during that competition when we were in Lagos. The day we were leaving, we were leaving for Lagos, I was almost broke. So I think what he did for me was, he gave me data because I had to be active online as at that time. He subscribed my phone while I was at the airport, about flying to Lagos, or after we got to Lagos, I can't remember vividly. He subscribed my phone, and I think there was a time he sent me 5K. But after I became a Highlife King, there was a time he called me in the studio and asked me, because there was a monetary
compensation.
Yes, regarding the
prize.
Yeah, monetary prize regarding the competition. Yeah, he called me in the studio and I said that as my boss and whatever that.
Okay, so did you perform the songs you did with him? He produced for you on that competition?
No. Prior to the competition, we hadn't recorded any song. All we did was a cover. We did cover of Kiss Daniel's FU. As at the time, I did a cover of that song when people were doing a cover. So I rushed down to the studio and I did my own cover of the song at the time. Apart from that, there were songs I needed to, like the songs I was supposed to. There was a song I was supposed to perform at the quarterfinal in Port Harcourt, but I needed to record that song, any rough recording of it at all, so that I could rehearse with the short clip I had. So we wasn't even in the studio. We used Obi Royce's studio, New Life studio at the time. That was, but he came in, used what's it called, half session, early morning session between 7 to 10 a.m. because I was about leaving for Port Harcourt that same very day. So we just came, did a very rough recording so I would have something I would rehearse with. Apart from that, after my competition, he called me, like I was saying earlier, he called me one day, said, no, that. I sent him 100,000. I did. Because nothing, no sense. No win, no very I'm never So I sent him 100K, and I knew he was not appreciative of it. But
the 100K?
Yes, I knew. And I'm only NG.
Ha!
You know, as at the time, because I'm this kind of person, Bona. Anything will give me stress.
Try to avoid it.
I can avoid them. You get? Sometimes people feel I know pride or something, but I'm so conscious of my happiness and my mental health.
That is number one.
I'm so conscious of it. Sometimes now I can decide to just be on my own, day by day, if I don't get anywhere to go. You get? So, I don't like to see for work. I can see me some kind of things.
Yeah.
I could just say and say, well, I can audio to attack. I don't say there is a tomorrow. Yeah. So I go just test them.
So back to the question I asked you, which brought about this 100,000 issue.
Yes, concerning what did he do, right?
I want to know, apart from that 5,000 naira and the data
Yeah.
He said he sent to you or he subscribed your whatever it
A
is.
few times, yeah.
What has he done that can qualify him as a record label that you're signed into? Or what did he do, in fact? Because the contract has elapsed, right?
Elapsed a long time ago.
Even though you are
5
still
years
very
ago.
conscious of it.
Yes.
So what did he actually do monetarily for you as an artist that is under his management?
I believe the answer to that question is nothing.
This is actually the thing we're talking about.
That's nothing now.
So, but I am happy that you have, realized that the step you took was an error.
Yes, I do.
So,
I do.
and that is the essence of this.
Not necessarily because of the money itself. Being the fact that your opinion doesn't count, you don't bring your opinion. You can't even. I get what you're saying by being exploited, but as at the time, if my opinion had counted, if the way I understood music had counted during the production of some of the songs I did under him, I believe we would have had better projects, better outputs. You get, he's someone who believes there is nothing you can tell him because you are not a producer. You get the point.
Forgetting the fact that you're the one bringing the craft.
You're the person that know the sound you heard. You know what you heard.
You know what you want. You want the output. In fact, you already know the output you are expecting.
You know the message you're trying to pass, and you know how you want it to sound. And no matter how the producer tells you it's okay, and it's not sounding the way it sounded in your spirit the day you had it, you don't feel. So
it's quite unfortunate. We will see how Cliff can come into your case and say what to do. If there is a remedy, then. But where I have serious problem is the point where after all of this, you are still not comfortable making use of a music you actually did yourself. No, that's the height of it. So, but it's okay. So, moving forward, sir, have you ever had your work copied or used without your permission? Any of your work, have you ever had it copied or used without your permission?
Copied, I wouldn't say copied. I wouldn't say copied. Yeah, I don't think I've had that experience. Someone copying my work, or even using my work without my experience, without my consent.
Okay.
I don't think I've had such experience. I think the few persons or the people I've seen use my craft on some of their jobs are actually media persons who I know. They do tell me they want to make use of just like, let's say, a photographer per se wants to capture a kind of traditional marriage and wants to make use of my sound that talks about marriage.
So they take your permission?
They take my permission. So I don't think I've had such experience.
Nice. Yeah. So in that light, did you register your work officially? And if yes, how was the process?
Officially should be registering on digital platforms, if I'm not mistaken.
Digital platforms with, any protective measure
to take. Yeah, I do. Okay. And I did. Almost all of the projects I've done as an independent artist are all registered on digital platforms.
Wow, interesting.
Or are registered on digital platforms. The experience wasn't that difficult. That's why I say most of the time, just like the Bible says, my people suffer,
they perish for
lack of knowledge. Yeah. These are things that are very simple steps to take. You can even do at the comfort of your home with your mobile phone.
Exactly.
But it takes you knowing to actually do.
Exactly.
So yeah, it wasn't that difficult for me.
So can you kindly explain to us, teach us
how
Let us
to go
know
about
the
it.
process. Yes, it's part of the questions.
Okay, registering your projects as an artist across digital platforms. Just like there are many different distributive platforms through which you can register your songs, and it will be distributed across all digital platforms. Yeah, there are many of them. I think we have TuneCore.
TuneCore.
We have TuneCore. We have DistroKid.
DistroKid, yes.
I think we have Amuse. I think that's the name. I think we have Amuse too.
Okay.
As a platform where you can register your songs and it will be distributed on digital platforms.
Are they protected too?
Yes, I can actually speak for DistroKid and TuneCore.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I actually used TuneCore earlier before I had to take down my songs from TuneCore. I currently use DistroKid to distribute my craft. So it's a very easy process. The reason we don't divulge certain information is because na still person work with this.
Exactly.
Na person see they do and take and they chop.
Exactly.
Again. So if it becomes common knowledge,
it will no longer
be business.
It will
no longer be lucrative. But it's an easy process. Anyone who cares to know
can
reach out and ask me.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We respect that, sir. We respect that. Thank you very, very much so far. Thank you. It's really been a journey with you on this episode, on this platform.
I'm honored to be here.
Honestly. So can we delve a little bit into the intercourse between law and creative process?
Between law and creativity.
So in that light, do you think legal knowledge is essential for creatives today?
My story is a perfect example of how essential it is to have legal knowledge. It's a perfect example. Just like I said earlier, if I had known what I knew, if I had known what I know now,
exactly,
as at the time you had to paper,
exactly,
I wouldn't have.
And even if you wanted to,
I would have negotiated a better contract for myself. So, one thing I've come to, we creatives, most of us, we found ourselves in the field out of passion and love for what we do. Not necessarily thinking about the business aspect of it at first.
The passion overrides the business.
That's why most of the time creatives are being exploited unknowingly because they are being moved by the love they have for what they do, not actually paying close attention to the business aspect of it. So legal knowledge is something a creative cannot do without. Is how do I put it? It's just like if you get the point. Just like ego no abara, these things they work together. So there's no way how can a creative who doesn't have legal knowledge about his craft is prone to exploitation.
Bam.
That's the fact. So it's an essential for all creatives.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting. So, in that light, what kind of legal support or protection do you wish you had earlier in your career?
Personally, that earlier, somebody who has the ability to interpret some kind of legal information or whatever it is. I did been earlier, a legal practitioner who knows very well about entertainment and intellectual right and intellectual property right.
Or have opportunity to be educated
on that. I would appreciate it so much. Even if I wasn't educated on it, but when somebody earlier,
Yes.
that very contract, when it was presented to me, I would have asked for maybe say 2 weeks to review this
And get back.
And because knowing that then when somebody I can go to say, because if or the kwamma or yagazikwa, it would have helped me not to put pen to paper where I shouldn't. And maybe by now, it will be a different story. Definitely, because I believe that any knowledge impacts the person's life. Like they say, it's only when you discover that you begin to recover.
Wow.
So if I had discovered earlier enough, there are certain things I must have recovered, or I would have, So I wish.
But at the same time, it's still not late. So that is what Cliff is here to do.
Yeah,
exactly. So on that note, if you start now to grab the opportunity Cliff is presenting to you now, do you feel that things are going to be better for you?
One thing about life is someone who doesn't know what he or she is looking for will never find anything. You have to actually know what you are looking for.
Yes.
That's the only way you will identify that thing when you see it. But when you don't know because you don't know where. So when you see it, you know, oh, this is what I'm looking for. You get the point. So I believe it's going to be a productive partnership, as the case may be.
Exactly.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on piracy in Nigeria and even Africa at large, and in this East particularly?
Piracy. It was the Basalo piracy Ori Bulun before, when the marketing of music was merely on the physical market. It was much that it was on the high as at that time.
Okay.
You get when the marketing of intellectual property or intellectual whatever, when the physical market, or more of a physical market at the time.
Yes.
But like him and EJ back at the CDs and things and things. You know that? So as at that time it was on a rocket high. You get. But I believe ever since a lot of things went digital,
okay,
you get, there's been a drop in the rate of piracy. It's not that it has gone away completely, because I can was one mixtape.
Exactly.
Mixtape.
So that's the area I was
most of them, just like some of the DJs, I wouldn't say most, some DJs are not registered in certain associations where they're supposed to be registered. They don't know about some copyright.
They don't know the
laws implications of using someone's intellectual property.
And they don't take the steps
necessary
to even get themselves licensed to do those things.
To actually have the right to use someone's work as a DJ. Anybody who has a laptop now can call himself a DJ. You get. So I think that's...
so in that light now, what do you think should be done to remedy that situation with DJs, as you just cited as an example right now?
Is a kind of recently though, I've seen a few updates on the social media space. I've seen a few, a few press releases from Nigerian Copyright Commission, tasking DJs to go and do the right thing, be licensed and be registered and the rest of it.
Oh, wow.
I think they're already making steps towards curtailing the rate at which piracy is dealing with the creative industry. You understand that there are already steps on the way. You get? So I think that is what I would have suggested already, getting people licensed, but being that it's already in play, as the case may be.
Okay.
So I think that's it.
So, sir, in line with what you just said, do you think that the government is doing enough, to protect creatives? Do you think the government is actually doing enough to protect the interests of creatives?
Prior to the recent updates and press release I've seen, I don't think the government has done enough. If you ask me, I don't think they've done enough. But let's say that one is a head start, that they've started from somewhere, you get? But I don't think the government has done enough to protect creatives in general, not just artists.
Creatives, that's what
I don't think they've done enough. I don't think the creative industry, most of the time, suffer a kind of unnecessary intimidation, especially from law enforcement agencies.
Okay.
Someone might actually see someone with a laptop or whatever going to find his daily bread, and all of a sudden he's being tagged there, Yahoo, whatever. You get the point? Even with your proper identification, they still do not care. I believe our law enforcement agencies should be enlightened more. They should kind of respect creatives, because I don't believe it is easy trying to bring into existence something that does not exist. You get?
So do you think the creatives themselves are doing enough to earn that respect?
That's another angle
from them.
I don't think creatives have actually done enough on their own side. To be sincere, I have to be a very sincere person. Myself, as an example, I've had certain encounters with law enforcement agents and what have you. And most of the time, due to the way I carry myself, you wouldn't have any reason to just intimidate me first. You would be as polite as you can because of the way I present myself. And I will also try to be as polite and as law-abiding as I can. But I perceive some creatives who don't even care about how they present themselves. I know there are people who do not care, people who are kind of careless kind of human beings, but they are creatives. Such people might actually attract intimidation or insult to themselves, as the case may be. But even at that, I think the government should also sensitize agencies.
We're coming to that now, because I want to ask you the kind of policies or industry changes you like to see, you like to see to better protect, intellectual property of these creatives.
Firstly, I think because there's a menace I've come to observe, not just creatives, not generally about creatives, but mostly artists in general, music artists. There's something I've come to observe about record labels taking advantage of artists. You get? I think government can put policies in place checkmating the activities of certain record labels. Someone should not just wake up and say he's launching a record label. I don't think that's, maybe people are behaving that, but I don't think it should be the right thing. There should be certain things someone should present to be able to run a record label in this day and age. Not just waking up and signing artists who are talented and exploiting them.
Wow.
I think the government can do better if there should be policies in place to checkmate
the
excesses of record label CEOs. If we start talking about individually what a few artists I know have
gone through
in the hands of record labels. Some even sing about these things in their songs if you pay attention. If you pay attention, you will hear an artist crying about what he went through in the hands of record labels. Mohbad of blessed memory is a perfect example.
Wow. That's true.
It was after his death that people started paying close attention to the lyrics of his songs. And he was always voicing his pain, but no one was paying attention. We were just dancing to the rhythm and the beat of the songs.
Hi. And eventually after his death.
It was after his death.
He now, you know.
That was when he actually blew up. And people started paying attention and people were like, this guy don't talk since, so... But we're not paying attention.
Hey, well. Anyway, I believe that, like we said before, Ositadimma. You know, Ositadimma. Yeah. So, in other words, you expect the government to do a lot.
A lot.
In as regards record label.
Yes, record label, entertainment in general. If they can, entertainment and creative industry in general, the government has to do more.
So do you have any kind of suggestion of the kind of things, the policies you expect from them? Because you tried to say something like that when you were talking about checkmating these people by bringing out certain
policies. Yes, you know.
Just can you be more specific?
Let me kind of elaborate. Let it not be that I'm focusing mostly on record label and artists. The things I think the government can do to help creatives in general, policies that can be put in place. I believe there is a Ministry of Youth and whatever. Arts and culture, as the case may be, yeah. So I believe they should make it a point of duty. You get?
Okay.
Every creative should make sure he or she belongs to the organization that covers that particular art. Make sure you are registered. Make sure you are a member.
Okay.
First. As a matter of fact, if the government can make it compulsory with policies, you are not allowed to practice if you are not a registered member.
Okay.
It should actually be a crime.
Okay.
That
should be made punishable.
It should be made punishable. But before they should do that, they have to make sure that on their own side, they've made certain policies that would make the industry attractive. You get? Like
so
for my reason, from time to time, the government should even sensitize the people, sensitize creatives.
Just like Cliff is
doing now. Cliff now, Cliff has become a child of necessity because you are not playing the role of the government.
You know?
Yeah, this is something the government should actually do. Sensitize creatives. You get? Let them understand some certain things. Then, from time to time, create avenue for them to come and showcase what they have.
Exactly.
From time to time.
Exactly.
From time to time. The entertainment industry is massively suffering, in as much as individually people are making it. But the industry itself in general is not doing so massively well. But individually, people are doing well for themselves.
I see.
The people are doing well for themselves. If you want to know that the entertainment industry is not doing well, you will find more entertainers struggling than those who are comfortable.
Actually.
You find more creatives suffering than successful creatives.
Yes.
Why? Most people are talented, but they don't have the avenue where they can showcase what they have. It's only in their own little space and their own immediate community. But the government can, from time to time, even organize talent hunts, creative workshops, empower people. You get? Let's take for instance, there was a time Nigerian brewery was doing I don't know what they call that program. I think it was during the lockdown. I performed at one of those concerts. But they were kind of empowering people. ABI, you call your business the kind of ideas you have. They will give you cash. Sponsor you with cash to go and start up. Take for instance, the government may create such avenues from time to time. You will see that there are creatives who want to start up, but they don't have enough. The government can make that possible for them. Things like that will help people make the industry itself a bit more attractive.
Okay.
A bit more attractive. Thank you.
I just pray and hope that the government is listening to us.
That's our prayer, bro.
So they have just no reason not to listen to us this time around.
That's our prayer.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, what is your advice to young creatives that are just, starting out?
Obulu kaduma afia zabuda yokori igwe. Oso onye alachaghị ọnụ ya, ụgụrụ alachala ya. I was on social media. I saw someone talking about trying to shame Olamide Bado on how he's doing content with his songs, pushing his song back to back and that. Someone was kind of shame him for being too available, whereas he's trying to push his album. And the reply he gave him, he said, when you get business, no promoter in here. As in when you get your own business, no promoter in here. So one thing I have to tell young creatives who are coming on, nobody can push you more than yourself. Nobody can announce you more than you can announce yourself. Carry your market, put for people's face. Whether they like them or they don't like them. If they continue to see and become familiar with it, before they will know, they will begin to like it. Let nobody tell you you are not good enough. Let nobody tell you you are not good enough. Let nobody tell you you cannot do it. Irrespective of challenges, because definitely they are going to come. But be resolute. Decide any more beginning here fully see. You're self-determination. Irrespective of what they tackle, what the stumbling block, for all the challenges, resolve in your deepest of heart. That will take you a long way.
Nice.
That's the major thing I have to tell you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so, sir, we are trying to, round up this. It's been a journey. It's been a very, very serious conversation with you, sir. And I must say, I'm glad.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So, what does where law meets creativity mean to you? Where law, Cliff.
Where law
meets
creativity. Yes. I think, from my own understanding, I think that is where law, where legality or legal whatever. I'm a lawyer. I'm a lady.
I tell you.
Okay. Yes, I think it's a kind of enlightenment to creatives about the need to know your legal rights when it has to do with your intellect.
Exactly.
Because, or intellectual property.
Exactly.
Because being creative is not just enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just enough.
Bam.
You have to know your right, know who you are, know your left from your right, to avoid being exploited. I don't know why I keep repeating this.
Because that is what it's all about. So
yes, because
can't emphasize it.
Because if you don't know, those who know will take advantage of you.
Exactly.
But when you know, those who also know the way you know will partner with you. It will no longer be exploitation.
Exactly.
Because you know. But if you do not know, those who know will work with you on an exploitation level. But when you know, they'll work with you on a partnership level. So I believe law meeting creativity is for creatives
to be equipped.
To know, equipped on what the legalities are regarding your craft.
So how can you say platforms, this platform like Cliff, how can the platform, Cliff, better support artists like yourself?
It can't be overemphasized, everything we've been talking about and discussing about is all Cliff can do for creatives, like myself.
Exactly.
This platform alone is huge, because at the end of the day, me pushing myself alone as an artist with my little team, I might not get
visibility
to the place where Cliff as a platform can project me to, you get. So Cliff is actually going to help people like creatives like myself, projecting us and getting us to a place where we cannot just individually push ourselves to. And sensitizing creatives like myself, letting us know what the order of the day is when it has to do with the creative industry. Because most of us are still wallowing in the ancient knowledge of our fathers. And the world is evolving every day.
Exactly.
Things are changing every day. Things are no longer the way they used to be. Mm-hmm. Things are no longer done the way they used to be done back in the days.
Exactly.
A lot of things have changed. And I believe platforms like Cliff is going to kind of help people be up to date to actually know what is happening in and around them, in and around the society, whatever. Yes, same. So like that. Get the point.
Yeah. So thank you very, very much, sir. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Your availability.
Thank you.
It's not easy to beckon on a big fish like you. And on a snap of a finger like this, you're here with us. So we truly appreciate. There is one more question, a very last one that I would want you to just summarily address.
All right, shoot.
With what you have told us here, you appear to be a very busy artist. So I now ask how you manage to balance creativity with business and legal responsibilities.
So that is where building a team comes in. Prior to a few years back, I didn't actually understand the business aspect of music, the business aspect of what I do.
Okay.
It was more of just making music and inshallah.
Inshallah.
So, but it got to a time, personally, I found out I needed someone who understood the business aspect of what I was doing. Because no man is an island. And being a creative, you need all the time you can have to yourself to be able to bring out something tangible.
Yes.
So if you are always busy running around from here to here, when will you have the time to sit down and actually think out something reasonable? So
as a creative.
So the best way to go about it, or what I actually did, was a kind of what is it called? Division of labor. Not necessarily in the way it is done at business
arrangements.
Establishments, per se. But you kind of, what's the term I'm looking for? You can always care. I'm not even trouble even as what I be. You know, but now I'm going to the creative, the talent. Now, you find people of like minds, someone who understands the business aspect of music, can now serve as your manager in partnership. If you have someone also who understands the legal aspect of the creative industry, you also go into partnership with that kind of a person. It must be someone of like mind, because, like they say, like minds. I can't actually remember the English. Is that correct? Is it like minds attract, right? Okay, they say like minds attract. So you must actually choose the kind of people you want to work with. So the only way to balance creativity with business and legal responsibility is to build a team and apportion responsibility according to everyone's area of specialization. I think that's the best way to go about it.
Wow. So, what a day. So, Mr. C-Jay Ozugo, we truly appreciate you for coming or honoring our invitation.
Thank you very much for having me.
Please, now, this is a movement.
Oh, yeah.
Cliff is a movement. It's not a one-man thing.
Yeah.
So we might run back to you any moment. So please, whenever you hear us knock, please let the door be opened for us. Thank you, sir. We will be wrapping it up for this episode at this point. And then I want to use this opportunity to encourage everyone out there who identifies with what Cliff is all about. You know, like we said, it's a journey that is set out to, to sensitize the creatives, especially in this eastern part of the country, where a lot of people are languishing in ignorance, where they give away their rights without knowing it, where they allow themselves to be exploited without even knowing that a thing like that is going on. So we are, reaching out to you people out there. Even if you're not a creative, you know one who is. Cliff is here to stand in the gap for you. If you want to identify with us, you see our handle. You can follow us on our platforms. We have our TikTok handle. We have our Facebook handle. We have our Instagram handle. We even have our email and website and YouTube. So going forward, we're going to be hearing from us on a weekly basis. So each time you come across our material online, like, share, subscribe, and continue to share so that it will get to the people who need this information. So thank you very much for being part of this, and until we come your way again next week, it's bye for now.